Hey family, what's good? It's your favorite life and dating coach, Coach Shawn, and I'm actually here today to share with you guys the results of what I've been doing for the past year. Now, if you've been following my channel for at least a year, you know that last year sometime I read an amazing book that truly changed my life. It's by Shonda Rhimes, who is the mastermind behind shows like Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and she wrote this book called The Year of Yes. Now, I read the book on Audible, fell in love with it, and I was so excited about it that I decided to embark upon this year's journey of saying yes to the things that scared me. So I'm going to share a couple of excerpts from that last video so you guys can kind of get caught up with what I was doing, and then I'll give you guys an update for what this past year has been like. What the book really did for me was just showed me that there were so many things that I was afraid of, so many opportunities that I was turning down because I was afraid of what could happen. And that is actually anxiety. And the Bible talks about being anxious for nothing, and to just be able to trust God, and to just know that when you take the next step, that there will be a stair there, that you won't fall. And so I can't be an effective coach, an effective speaker, an effective author if I don't practice what I preach. So for a year, I have decided to say yes to everything that scares me. This video is just going to serve as documentation, because a year from now, I'm going to have video footage of all the things I said yes to, and all the opportunities that came my way, and everything that happened to me as a result of saying yes to everything that scares me. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of the things that I've done over the past year that I said yes to, and what the results were like from me doing those things and all of that. So first thing that I decided to do was to legitimize my business. So in June of last year, I filed to become an LLC, and my company, The Ultimate Woman, was born. And I knew the business could be successful, but I thought if I held that off, that I wouldn't have to feel the pressure to make the business grow. I don't know if you guys can kind of follow what I'm saying. Sometimes you do things because you want to have the excuse that you never put your whole heart into it, you never went all the way in anyway, and so it's kind of like a defense mechanism to keep you from really getting hurt. But that's not really faith. And so if I really wanted to exhibit faith, I had to put my money where my mouth was, and I really had to legitimize my business. So that's what I did. I started taking on more coaching clients and things like that, and it's actually been an amazing experience. My only regret with that is that I didn't do it sooner, and it feels good to sort of invest in myself in that way. If I truly believed in myself, then it was worth me going and paying the money to register my business and getting my EIN number and all that kind of stuff. It was worth it. Sometimes you have to invest in yourself as a testament of your own faith. It's so easy to be like, yeah, I believe in myself, but you never even spend a dime on yourself. How can you expect other people to believe in you and your business when you won't even put your own money into it? Like, you don't even believe in yourself. And so it was a good thing for me. It definitely built up my confidence. Another thing that I did was I said yes to an out-of-town speaking engagement, and it was awesome. In November of last year, I did an event with an amazing coach named V Majors. It was called Happy Chicks Rock. It was held in Buffalo, New York in November of last year. I was one of the many speakers that were a part of this event, and it was truly, truly an amazing opportunity for me. I met so many great people, so many amazing, empowering women. One of them owned a radio station. One of them was a millionaire. One of them is an author like myself, and also a life coach and motivational speaker. I met so many amazing people. So just for that opportunity alone was great. I met a lot of you guys when I was there as well. Now, the reason why doing an event like this would originally scare me is because you guys are my tribe. You guys know what to expect from me. You know that I'm a little bit sassy and I talk fast, and you guys kind of get me. Being with you guys is my comfort zone, and being in front of someone else's audience wasn't. But I did it, and it was amazing. People were extremely happy with the work that I've done, and they've been asking me to come back to Buffalo, and so many people bought my books and asked for me to sign the books and all of that. It was a great, great, great experience, and I loved it. I definitely want to do more events like that in the future. Another thing that I have been scared of is sort of getting out of Georgia for my retreats. You guys know my first two retreats were held right here in Georgia. I did the first one at, it was in the mountains of Ellijay, amazing event, but of course that's in Georgia, and I live in Georgia. The second event that I did was Chateau Elan Winery and Resort, which is awesome. We had such a good time. I'll link all these videos on the screen so you guys can check them out. But we had a great time again. That's in Brazelton, Georgia. And I felt like even my travel coordinator was like, girl, are you ever going to get out of Georgia? And I was kind of scared, believe it or not. I felt like this was my comfort zone. This is where I felt safe. But to me, doing the event that I did in January, which was when High Heels, High Standards, my event, went on a 4-day, 3-night cruise to the Bahamas, that was me getting out of my comfort zone. Not only was I getting out of the state, but we actually left the country, which was huge for me too, because I'm not used to traveling without my husband or being without my family. I'm kind of like, I'm really never alone very much. I have 3 kids and a husband, and I work from home, so there's always someone with me. To sort of be on my own is a rarity. Unless I'm running to the grocery store really quickly, just traveling alone was something that I would typically feel afraid of doing. I could go to the moon with my husband and not feel any type of way about it. He just makes me feel safe. But leaving the country on my own, by myself, that's something that would typically scare me, but I did it and I had the time of my life, okay? I was so excited about it that I couldn't wait to do it again. So you guys know that in November, we're going to Turks and Caicos and the Dominican Republic, because I got over that fear of traveling on my own. Another thing that I did, which is one of the last things I'm going to share with you guys, and that is this whole thing with my channel. I have felt the urging to rename and rebrand my channel for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. God has been sort of like kind of urging me in this direction for quite some time, but I was scared. I was scared that I would lose subscribers, that people would be like, oh, well, I came here for this and I came here for that. I thought that there would be some backlash. I wasn't happy from the content that I was making, and I knew that the only person who could change that was me, and it was worth the risk. The response that I've gotten so far since rebranding and renaming my channel has been amazing. Yes, there were a handful of people who were like, well, I'm gonna go do this, and I thought you were gonna do that and all that, and that's fine. But for me, I was just so surprised. This thing I've been holding off on doing for so long was so well received. And it's like sometimes we convince ourselves of things that aren't true. I just saw a meme that says 99% of the things you are afraid of will never happen. And that was such an amazing aha moment for me. That was like an epiphany, like, oh my gosh, that's so true. We convince ourselves that, oh, if this happens, they're gonna leave. If this happens, he's gonna hate me. We convince ourselves of all these things, and 99% of those things never even happen. And it's a form of self-sabotage. It keeps you from doing the things that you really want to do in life just out of fear. The thing about it is, whenever you do something for more than 21 days, it becomes a habit. And I've been trying to say yes to everything that scared me for a year now. This is a lifestyle for me now, and I love it. There is something so extremely liberating about doing the thing that used to scare you and getting used to doing that. You get braver. Faith is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it is. And even with the second book that I wrote that came out last year, when I wrote my first book, it was well received. The reviews were amazing. It sold a lot of copies. People really loved it and they appreciated it and all that. It was an Amazon.com bestseller. I kept having this fear about my second book. I don't know, what if it's not as well received? What if it doesn't do as well? What if people don't like it as much? I had all of these fears. Maybe you should just keep it at one book or whatever. All of these things. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. How will I ever know if it will fail or succeed if I never try? So I put the book out there, and again, my second book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart, is also an Amazon.com bestseller. Again, another book that's well received. But I was trying to convince myself that maybe they won't like it as much. We have all of these internal dialogues. That's what I really got from the book, that really kind of get a hold of these thoughts whenever there's no proof of it. Like, we convince ourselves of stuff that we don't even know is true. We just think it. It's like, I heard somebody explain it like this once, and I absolutely love this analogy, that your mind sometimes acts as an overprotective bodyguard. To keep you from getting hurt, it won't let anything get near you. It won't let you risk falling in love. It won't let you risk applying for that job. It won't let you risk starting a YouTube channel. It won't let you risk these things out of fear that it will hurt you. But you'll never know what you can do, what you can be, what you can achieve if you never step out and do it. Nothing good ever comes from a comfort zone. So Shonda Rhimes' book, The Year of Yes, inspired me to go on a year-long journey, and now this year-long journey is turning into a lifelong journey, and I'm so excited and I'm so happy that I read the book. I love reading a book that not just changes you for the moment, but that changes you forever. And this is making me a lot more brave, more courageous. It's taken a lot of that fear away. It's not about you doing things and you're not afraid. I want to make that part clear. You can do it with your knees knocking and your teeth chattering as long as you still do it. You can still, I was afraid when I wrote my books, both of them. I was afraid when I did my first retreat. What if nobody comes? What if they don't like it? I'm always afraid when I do these things. That's the truth. Anybody who's ever succeeded at something, they weren't 100% confident. If they tell you that, they're lying. There's always a little fear in the back of their mind, but they still did it. Because knowing that they could have and they didn't is worse than having tried it and failed it. So do it with fear, that's fine. That's normal. But do it anyway. And that's what the book really encouraged me to do, and I hope that it encouraged you guys as well. For those of you that missed the journey that I took last year and you didn't get a chance to join me, you can join me now. I definitely recommend that you read the book. In fact, I will link my Audible link below so you guys can check it out for free. I'll be sure to link them below. Hubby and I have been paid members of Audible. I use my own coin for it because I believe in it that much. We've been doing that for, I guess, close to 2 years now. Hubby actually just finished reading Black Privilege by Charlemagne the God. He has been hounding me to read that book. He said there's so many great nuggets that I can take from it. I just can't get past the title for right now. Just let me know if you guys have read it and what you think about it. I want to read that one on Audible next. And I think that's pretty much it. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time, later divas and dudes. Deuces, honey.